Hey, it's Curly, and today we're playing Apocalypse, which is a PlayStation 1 game that has Bruce Willis as the protagonist. Let's just jump into this.
There was a time when science was my religion. Now religion has become my science and my sword. Only one man, my oldest student, now my sworn enemy, knows my plan and knows how I raised my horsemen from the dead. Death, plague, war, beast, my four horsemen of the apocalypse. Arise! The world must perish in our hands before we perish. Peace, death, tear the flesh from the heathen bones. Plague, devour them with pestilence. War, cast their corpses to the fire. Beast, turn their cities to ash. Go forth, my horsemen! Judgment day is at hand! Thus saith the Reverend. Wake up, convict! You're on!
Position 9982B, Kincaid Clay. You have acted in the dangerous ways of the sciences in direct violation of the 12 recommendations of the Reverend. How would you plead?
I'm gonna stick my foot so far up your
Guilty! I sentence you to death. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. Amen.
Boy, you're gonna have some bad dreams tonight.
Nanotech in action. Welcome to paradise.
Okay, so hopefully everything works. Okay, so I've tried to record this one or two times, but I kept having some weird issue with my controls because I was trying to be fancy and change up the jump button, because the jump button's on R1, and I thought it would have made more sense on the trigger, but we're just gonna play with the default and not change anything. So yeah, this is Apocalypse. This is a game from God knows when, where Bruce Willis actually is the star and he actually voice acts in the game. And it is basically, I want to say shot, but it is made as if it were like an actual like action B movie, especially with like some of the music cues and like all that stuff and some of the voice acting, which is, you know, pretty cool. But this is a game that I played really early when I was very young, and I had no idea what the heck was going on. Right, I didn't know what the heck these things are. It's not until recently that I realized these are supposed to be like soldiers or guards, I should say. Right, like the ones that were in the cutscene, but they just look so freaking different, and they make all these weird noises that I thought they were just like some alien monsters, which maybe they might be, because like, spoiler alert, there is some like weird shit that we'll see later on. But believe the general plot of this is that I am both Bruce Willis, kick-ass action hero, and also Bruce Willis, or something Kane, scientist, who knows how to like do all this crazy shit, right? So I'm also a scientist. I'm a man of science, and in this world that is, I guess, frowned upon, I don't really know. Again, it's the kind of thing where I played this really early on, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. And it's not like until playing it afterwards where it's that kind of like little kid moment where, like, I don't know, they make jokes about like people fucking or something like that, and you didn't realize that when you were a kid, because like, how would you know what that means? But like, after you rewatch, you're like, oh, that's what they meant. So it's kind of something like that I've had in going back to play this, and I've wanted to play this for like a really long time. And I was going to originally play it with a friend of mine, but they moved away. Because I thought it'd be really fun to do this type of game with them, but I then decided to do this after my father passed away because he looked very similar to Bruce Willis. And you know, I always really liked Bruce Willis. Partly, I guess, because this is gonna sound so bad. Partly because my dad was just not around as much as I would have liked. So I would almost like I want to say there's like a TV character or something like that that has this same sort of thing where like they treated some on-screen personality as their dad instead. And I want to say I did the same thing. That's what I want to do. So yeah, so I think I can jump all the way over there. Right, I think I've done it before, but let's just go through the level. But yeah, he passed away recently, or not so much recently. It's about to be a year at this point, right? And I, you know, I've had a lot of trouble processing it and thinking about it, but I figured I could honor him in a sense by playing through this, like, which I know doesn't really make a lot of sense, but just thought I might as well, right? Since Bruce Willis reminds me a lot about him, or reminds me a lot of him, so I figured I might as well play the game where I literally play as him, right? Yes, I think I can like go up here, but I don't want to die because I know there's like I don't want to say secrets, but there's some stuff that you can do. I just don't remember it too well. There you go, Trey Kincaid. But yeah, so I figured I might as well play this now. And I wanted to play this sometime after his passing, but then a bunch of things came up. And now it's about to be a year. So I think it's probably a good time to actually get this started, right? So this game is interesting because... Ow! I forgot that that's what happens when you get in the spotlight. But in that it is, I guess... Ow! Jesus. Twin stick shooter? Maybe it's that one that I was thinking of. Because, you know, I can, like, shoot in all directions by moving the analog stick, and then I move with the other analog stick, which is pretty cool. I never really played games like that before, and I didn't know this game was that, to be honest, because I never actually tried using the analog stick back then, right? I would actually use the face buttons, which makes it a little bit more difficult, right? Because you have to press a button in order to shoot, whereas, like, holding the stick in a direction is a lot easier, you know? It's hard to sort of explain, it's easier to show. Keep pressing the bomb button when I want to jump, but so yeah, that's interesting, and it's just a very weird game is all I'll really have to say. We are breaking out of prison because our I don't know, mentor or whatever is raising the freaking horsemen of the apocalypse to destroy the world, and we're just like, nah. I ain't about that. So we're gonna stop him. He may or may not have put us in prison. I don't know. Again, it's also one of those things where like it just throws you into it, and you're just, you know, you're just along for the ride. Like, fuck any semblance of like a story, like trying to figure stuff out. Right? You're just going. So it's a combination of. Oh right, I have to. This button. Yeah, there you go. It's a combination of like me being young and like not knowing what's the heck was going on, and then also the game just not really helping when it comes to that. Yeah, so if I touch this, they come out, which sucks. But we're just gonna get the heck out of here. I ain't going nowhere. I don't think I can get anything up here, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I know there's like missiles, I think, there, because I used to... Or smart bomb, I forgot which one. This might be homing missiles. Yes. Because I would, one, love these things, because I was horrible at aiming. And two, he'd always say that line. He has all these, like, crazy one-liners, right? But he'd always say that, jump... Fuck. Drop one on, it's time to jam. And, like, there's so many situations where I've, like, set that in my head. Hey everyone, welcome to the Thursday/Tuesday stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully the music is not too loud for you. I honestly don't know anymore. I think it should be good there, and maybe we'll be good to go. We'll see. But yeah, that is a pretty good cutting point. Hope you guys are doing well. Sorry for playing random non-Vanguard video, but I have a bunch of stuff I'm working on that I have not been able to actually work on because I suck. So I don't have any actual previews to show other than the ones you've seen 100 times. At least the anime video came out yesterday. That was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. That's doing pretty decent well. So cool. Thanks for that. And hopefully all the other shit that I've been working will come out someday soon. Sorry about that. It's just been a rough year, I guess. Don't worry for 2 more years and I can leech off my parents' insurance. So you're getting older? What do you mean? Wait. You can't. Okay. Okay. Whew. Thought I read that wrong. I was gonna say, wait. What? No. Oh, I see. Yeah, I remember when I had to get my own insurance. Literally a long time ago. Can't say you suck because can't say you suck because you on 22 days of workout just flex and that's it. Yeah, I guess so. That is true. I should do that. I have to get back to like shape because I've been working out like my entire life. I feel like my entire life, not like but how do I say this without sounding like a jackass? Like I'm not saying like I'm fucking ripped and shit, but I've just been working out since like I was really young. Like internally, I have like a lot of foundational muscle. Just because I've been working out a lot and playing sports when I was really young. But I've never been like ripped or like jacked or anything like that because I just never actually went to the gym to the point to build those kind of muscles. So, but hopefully one of these days I can have like I can flex and it's just like it's just hiding, yeah, basically under many layers of fat, unfortunately. But I am surprisingly strong. I can say that much. I have muscles everywhere. Just they don't show, I swear. But yeah. So we completely switched into the dark states. I did not see that coming. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in that one, but it is what it is. I wonder if we can. I feel like we maybe figure out, you know, knowing the little bit that we know about her and her relation with Kagetsu and the whole fact that the lore always plays into the anime, we can probably figure out the theme for her deck. Ruka literally dresses as Nick. We see them wanting. Yeah, she's 2K. I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's fair. Pulls it off way better too. My giant ants. I hope not. That's disgusting. I might as if that was cool before, but no. But yeah. So today we'll go through the stuff from Tuesday, which was the quick start deck stuff, which thankfully wasn't too much. And then we'll go over this morning's reveals over the what you guys are calling the Jewel Knights, which is funny. Because I've been wanting something like Jewel Knights in Standard, but this being it is kind of disappointing. But not because of the effects, I don't know the effects, I just think this is still a dork. Which is apparently, I think, a woman, I'm not entirely sure, but from the flavor text, but I'll double check when we get there. No. Once I did not get how it works, that's fair, that was maybe called the Blaze. Which ironically, because they share a couple similarities. Hold on, let me move the camera a little bit. Hopefully one of these days there's like a I don't know if it's a tripod or some sort of something that can like adjust my camera for me and like focus it, because like I can't believe I can buy a thing to like take a picture, I think it is, or like focus, but only for a picture, but I can't do it for like recording, which is really dumb. Otherwise I would use it for this, but yeah, we'll see. Imagine reading can't be me. Fair enough, that's why you guys have me. But alright, let's stand up the headlines, starting with our cards of the day, brought to you by during the test from Persona 3. Tabs back, so this is being silly. So today we actually have cards of the day because we're starting to get set 9 reveals, and I gotta be honest, these comments are starting out decent. They're not, you know, divine set 1 mind-blowing, but they are not Divine set 6 levels bad, I guess. Right, so they're happy medium. Imagine sitting through the stream instead of looking at Cyrus' translations. Yeah, that's what I do nowadays because I just don't have, unfortunately, the time where I'm usually doing something else during that time. Especially, like, I used to watch DF streams all the time, and then the what's it called? Daylight savings happened, and they started doing the reveals at like 7 in the morning or something like that. I was just like, all right, never mind. That's my cursor. Which, not sure why you guys see that. Do you guys always see that? Is that your first time seeing that? You should have seen that before. It's always around, right? But yeah, I'll put it away. But here is Serration Dragon Salcomnimus. This is a grade 3 Dino Dragon. That says during your turn, if your opponent has no regards in the same column as this unit gets boost. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this gets plus 2k. Both Racing Full, yeah, basically. This is actually, you know, decent enough. Sparta Marquis support. It's a shame that they couldn't make it do a little bit more, but like for what it does, it's fine. I don't understand why getting 2k has to be locked behind your opponent being on grade 3. But this is pretty good because like Sparta Marquis already retires a column. So this is decent. This is, I guess, slightly a better booster than the Eugene Turtle, because the Eugene Turtle could stand itself, right? So I think you probably still play that, but you know, this can go behind Vanguard if they don't have anything there, and it becomes a big booster. So it's a decent card for the toolkit. It doesn't push Spider Marquis in any direction. It's once again horizontal, horizontal support, not vertical, right? Doesn't really go any higher. Has a better grade 3 to run. Not necessarily. Like they have the what, the spinal crustus or whatever, spinal crustus sego or something like that, that like combine stuff, or they can play Tribash, and that's about it. So you're not really, they don't really benefit the deck all that much, so you usually just play the grade 2s that you can, which is usually just the promo and then the what's that guy's name from set 2 that's in there, used to be in every Dragon Empire deck. It's a grade 2 dragon, on hit retire, draw 1. Retire itself, retire unit, draw 1. Oh, I'm blanking out on the name. Fuck. What is it? Oh, I want to figure it out before you guys figure it out. Shoot. All I keep thinking of is all the other names that it's called. Something dragon, something dragon, something dragon, not spinal. You can include, what is it called? Fuck, I give up. Like brachial force. Damn it, man. Oh my god, that's what it's called. Oh, damn it. Can't believe I forgot that thing's name. I used to think that was a cool ass name, so I would say it every time I play the card, but oh well. Anyways, yeah, you'd rather play Brachial Force or the other promo dino that's EB3 on retired or one, right? But this is like nice to have in the toolkit, doesn't push the deck anywhere. Here is fucking I fucked up the name, sorry about that. This is not Gorgeous Dragon Brady Arc. This is some other shit for Dragon Empire. But I'm pretty sure this is probably gonna be the cycler, the common cycler for this set, where every nation is gonna get one of these except for Lyrical, which they'll probably get in their Lyrical set. But this is when your opponent, oh no, sorry, when your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater and your opponent drive checks a trigger or damage checks a trigger, this gets 5k attack and shield. So it's kind of like defensive collection grade 3s from back then. So it's not like horrible. Again, this is like something that's fine. We won't see a place in any deck, but it's, you know, it's at least playable, which is the most that I can ask for these commons, to be honest, right? To at least be playable. Too many restrictions. I mean, we've seen worse commons. So the fact that this gets 5k attack and shield and is not locked to your opponent being on grade 3, I think it's pretty huge, and it's not on place. So you can play this out, right? Like, let's say you go second, you can play this, and then it can like become stronger during your opponent's turn. Like, I feel like this actually has, this is the least restrictive card, ironically, that gets 5k. Because it also gets shield. So that's my big issue with these grade 1s. They always make these comments, right? They make them only go off when you place them, but also when your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater. So they lock them till late in the game, but they're also grade 1. So you have no reason to play them because they just sit in your hand and do fuck all. Because you can only play them on turn 3 and prior, right? So why play a card that barely does anything at that point, right? Because it'll be like, oh, and then I get 5k at that point in the game. Like, I don't need you to get 5k on turn 3. I need you to do a little bit more. So this one's slightly, slightly earlier because it doesn't have to be locked to your opponent being grade 3, and it's continuous, right? So you can technically just play this out, rush, and then it becomes a 13k booster for the rest of the game, sort of, right? So it's alright. This is one of Coco's ability, yeah, her too. Not bad. Then we have here the Steam Fighter Kish. It says, when this unit is placed on rear guard from hand, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you can put this from hand into soul. Put a card from hand into soul, and this unit gets 5k power to the end of the turn. So this is actually like a budget Rising Dragon. So this isn't horrible. Right, because Rising Dragon is actually kind of expensive, so this is like nice to have. This fixes barrel. This unfortunately does nothing. Granted, it's not horrible in barrel because I do need a card that lets me put something from hand into soul with like a huge benefit. Because oftentimes I'll have my ponies in hand or something like that, and I can't do anything with it because they have to be in drop at least, right, or in deck. So and I can't use the Electro Spartan, right? Before I would be able to keep one pony in hand, use Electro Spartan and put it into soul, but we don't have that anymore, right? We have the Sanguinary Tamer or whatever the hell his name is, who's great, but then you lose the ability to put something from hand to soul. So something like this would be kind of nice, but it'd have to have like 5 other effects for it to be playable in barrel, right? It'd have to like put a card from hand to soul, get 10k power, and draw 2 cards or something like that, right? That's the only way it would actually be worth a spot. I need something that does like 5 things. Trash bin minus 1 for 5k. I mean, I don't know. I think you're being harsh. I think this can actually do something. Putting something from hand to soul is useful. Like, for example, this sets up Ulstergeist, right away. You can literally search Ulstergeist with its own effects and then play this, put this to hand. You can instantly use the effect. Granted, Ulstergeist's effect isn't that crazy. Tillion's effect, right? It isn't that crazy, but it's still decent. So, and there are other cards, other decks, and decks that will come out in the future that probably want a specific grade 3 or something like that in soul. So this allows you to get that pretty easily. So I wouldn't be so harsh on this, right? Get special privileges, comments with 5 effects. Yes, honestly, yes. You can't say barrel and good cards at the same time. Unbelievable. I hate y'all. I hate y'all. I'm kidding. But yeah, this is decent to have access to. But here is the Barge Marauder, who says, at the end of the battle, at this unit attack, a greater bind this and soul charge 1. I would not be surprised if this becomes another common cycler. We'll see. That's fine. I can't see a home for this anywhere. There's nothing that really interacts with the bind soul, a bind zone in Brancade, aside from technically Messiah, but not really. Granted, it wouldn't mind the soul, but yeah. Starvader Reject, yeah. This one's really interesting though. This one's a rare actually. So this is Space Splitting Arm Blade. Our plan art slider. They I hate Bushido sometimes, bro. They go hard here, like Space Splitting Arm Blade. Okay. And then like, what the fuck is this? A plan art slitter? So planet splitter, but you just have to butcher it to try and make it. Maybe it's, I don't care. Maybe it's a bit sad. That's stupid. Anyways, so it says when another unit attacks, you can Soul Blast 1. This gets 5k at the end of the turn. So presumably this can proc multiple times. Whether or not something actually has a soul or benefits from this is again a different thing. But this has potential again, right? So all these commons have at least some kind of potential, minus the grade 2 previous one. But you know, that's kind of cool. You can just get a bunch of power. Road devices, well, yeah, I guess so, right? You put all their bone lines into Zoe, you can still blast them out. This gets mad power. So, from tier 5 to tier 3. A plant art is a tiny plant, surely. Yeah, sure. This could be useful on early games too. Yeah, it could be actually. Yeah, you could literally rush because it's not locked to anything. So you could rush if you have the soul somehow, right? You could rush, and then Chill Blast 2 have this thing be 18k on its own. So I feel like there's some potential in this guy. I feel like this is actually a playable. This is the kind of things that I like to see because it doesn't need to be something that specifically works in a deck. It just has a generic enough effect that it can be applied in decks, and when the situation comes for it, maybe this will be playable. But it also isn't detrimental enough where you have no reason to play it. So I feel like this is really cool. I like this a lot. It's a lot more like open-ended, right? It's not like this stupid mentality that we've seen for all of Standard where it's all sanitized and locked in, where like everything's once per turn, everything's locked to turn 3, right? This is a lot more open. Yeah. Thing in premium? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's not a common, it's a rare. But yeah, I would not be surprised. Which is cool. That means that they're also supporting premium, which I'm okay with as well, right? So it's a win-win-win, no matter what. So that's all the comments we have. Then we have a couple of things to go over. I guess I'll give you one of these in case you guys don't want to know. But I think we're gonna find out tonight, right? So I believe World is happening tonight. I've been told that it's happening tonight. I keep getting the dates and time wrong, but I think Worlds is happening tonight. In half an hour, or no, an hour and a half, right? So by the time I presumably end the stream, usually Worlds will start. And then in the middle of that, they will have the English presentation, and we'll possibly get a new ban list. Who knows? Probably not. And then after that, after Worlds, there'll be the Great Vanguard Festival, where they're presumably going to reveal, I think, something about Ruka. I don't know what, if it's her deck, or like the main units, or what, but I think they're going to reveal something for the anime, right? Or if I'm remembering that correctly. But we've had this revealed, which shows all the winners of the Deluxe. And by process of elimination, we've discovered that Ruka plays Storykeia. This is the Storykeia symbol. I'm sorry, I think he's not long for your deck anymore. I played this as well. Ugh, you and your V. In black, I went full circle from the first Storykeia leader to the 5th one being Storykeia. Yep. And which is why, again, 100%, I keep saying it's gonna be Ruka versus Megumi round 1. But yeah. So yeah, we'll see what her deck has to do, right? Then we also had Bushiroad release this, which in summation just means that because a certain American president has fucked up everything for everyone, they're going to increase the prices of things accordingly, which is good for no one. Absolutely. So that's great. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess. We'll see what that means. This just means the MSRP, so I can imagine the MSRP is right now like $50, I think. Even though most shops sell it for more, so I think they'll probably raise it to like 60, which sucks because it used to be. I remember when I first started playing Vanguard, it was like 40, and it was crazy because I was like, wow, mad value, and I get an SP, whoo, and then they immediately changed it to 50. So I expect it to go up to 60, and I expect most shops to start selling it for like 70. No one's gonna buy it. We're in the darkest timeline. So you can play Grimfia is the only way that it's relevant again. Unfortunately, Grimfia already has an owner, so I doubt she would be the one to bug anything. That's our president right there. Love paying more money. It's my favorite pastime. Whoo, man, I absolutely love it. Right, about 4 boxes at 70 last weekend. Bro, we got robbed. Bad news for Bandai TCG2 since most of them are printed in Japan. Yeah, which really sucks. Really sucks because they're making a lot of strides to do a lot of different things, and now that they might have literally shot the TCG bubble prematurely, right before it burst itself. Some motherfucker came in and just popped it. Possible, right? We'll see what happens. But it doesn't. I don't see it looking great, right? I don't see everything becoming expensive being a good thing. Not to be a doomer, but I can't see that being a good thing. That's so overshadowed by our station. I mean, we'll see. Barrow got overshadowed by, well, not really, because Barrow's technically bad Vladimir, but they've done that in the past, and then they upgrade said deck and make it have its own gimmick. So I wouldn't be surprised if Grand Fiesta is in form. That games are pushing 80, yeah. Shit's so ass. So that's great. Maybe good news for you guys, I guess, but things get even worse for me. At least you guys can have some good news in this, but it gets even worse for me. Because, you know, they've announced the Buddy Fight collab a while back, and they've announced the date for it now. It's 7/25. So this will be the booster that comes out after set 6, which comes out 6/6, which is Aichi's birthday. Also, Outer Orange's birthday. Shout out to Outer Orange. Who is in Japan, commentating for Shadowverse right now. But yeah, so presumably, assuming, right, it would line up for us, this would be the set that we would get in like October. But considering it's a collab, it'll probably get pushed. Who knows, right? So we'll see what happens. Maybe tonight we'll see that announced for English. I doubt we would get a date, but maybe, right? Because it is a game that was released in English, right? So I wouldn't think they'd really have that much trouble with the collab, especially again considering they own fucking Buddy Fight. But then again, they also own Bang Dream and Morphonica, and we didn't get those collabs until later, and then the latest one is also delayed, right? So who knows? So. And I won't go to quote-unquote a route of them being dual nations with regular nations. Why not? What about this says that? But I don't know anything about Buddy Fight, so June reveals are probably gonna be so confusing for me. Yeah, maybe I'll just take off June. Maybe I'll just take off June. Oh, so I don't have to put up with this Buddy Fight shenanigans and have some peace and quiet in my life for once. Is open the door for every Buddy Fight world gets representation? I don't know about that. I think you guys are expecting a lot from this one collab, but we'll see. It is apparently the first booster, standalone booster, in the Divines era, which is interesting. Don't forget that the Token Rambu one was randomly announced, and they've said nothing about it. But yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. This might mean we might be getting the return of collab sets, but we'll see. In any case, like I mentioned before, Worlds is happening right after the stream, essentially, so you can go check that out. Right. That's that. And with that, we can actually get started into the reveals. There's no reason to not do it. It's not up to Bushi, English Bushiroad. They have nothing to do with it. They have literally no power, no say over anything. It's whether or not original Bushiroad in Japan can clear the copyright with themselves, I'm assuming. Right. But that's the only hurdle to go through. So Bushiroad English does literally nothing when it comes to like what comes out and collabs and all. They do literally none of it, unfortunately. So in any case, we can go ahead and get started, right? So first things first, we have the Whalebolt Dragon, which is a double rare coming out in Festival Collection. This says if you have a grade 3 or greater Grandpa or Triumph Dragon, so these will actually end up supporting the Koto Koto decks, which is insanely good, especially for you you Buddy Fight kids. This is really good news for you, right? because this means that Bushiroad is more likely to support collabs than they have been in the past. We've seen this with the Beastful collab that English never got, that actually got promos, and we're seeing it here with the Koto decks actually getting promos, right? I'm sorry, getting support, I should say. And this actually supports 2 of them, right? Because there's the Triumph Dragon version of Grandpa, and then there's the actual Grandpa deck, right? And it's gonna be the same for the other ones. So that's good to know. I think the main reason why we never got standalone collab set in a while is because I don't think they did it that well. They did not do that well at all. To their credit, not to their credit, it's kind of their own fault to an extent, because they flooded the market with these. They tried to do like a Weiss approach, and it did not work. And they didn't choose the strongest collabs either, right? The Monster Strike one did well, but we never got that in English. And the Shaman King one did really well, but we got that really delayed. Had we got that way sooner, it would have been really good. And then they never followed up on it. Record of Ragnarok is probably the worst set in Vanguard's history, right? Both from like a card quality in terms of the actual cards, and then like actual card quality in terms of physical cards, because of all the erratas and everything, right? And then Token Rambo was probably not a good choice, just because granted they had collabed with them in the past, but it's also just not a massive IP that many Vanguard players care too much about. And also the cards again were delayed, and even on their first initial release were not that good, right? So they did not do very well. So they instead adapted the mono they've been doing with like Mushi King and stuff, where it's like in the set, which I think works better. But I want them to rather go into the route where like Shadowverse does when they do a collab. It's an alt art for one, right? They'll do like a collab with Cold Geass, and it's just an alt art of an existing card, which we might probably see with Braven. Or they'll do like a full-on set, but they're cards that actually you can use outside of the collab, right? Which I think is the big issue. I've said this a bunch of times. It would have been so cool if we could have used like the Shaman King cards in other decks other than just Shaman King. Because in Shadowverse they'll release like the Horse Girl set, but they'll be in like the equivalent of like, let's say Stoicheia, and you can use that card in other Stoicheia decks instead of just only the Horse Girl deck, right? So that's what I'm hoping they'll do with Buddy Fight and all this other stuff. And they've kind of done that with Koto. We use like the triggers and the reprints and stuff like that. So we're getting closer to that, which is good. So Grandpa deck is a 5-attack deck now? Possibly. Sad Lyrical didn't get a Koto. Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Always excluded. It's always excluded from the main 5? Yeah. So our girls were tier 0? Yeah, but that's usually how it is with collabs, because they have to overcorrect for them since they're not going to get supported often. So it is what it is. Dragon Knight is a thick, has a card of a naked dude for some reason. I mean, he's Adam. You know the story of Adam? Go read a Bible. But sorry. So yeah, if you have either Grandpa or Triumph Dragon, this gets all the following. I don't like this is locked to grade 3, and I don't like that it's another grade 1, but these effects for these cards are pretty good, so it's kind of whatever. This says, on place, CB1, look at the top 7, choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater normal unit from among them, reveal it, put it to your hand, shuffle your deck, and if not, counter charge. So it's nice if you get it back. You can refund the cost if you whiff, but this also allows you to search for the other grade 3 dragons, which works for all of them, right? It allows you to search out the other grade 3, which you need for the deck, so that's really good, right? Now we have a way to try and search that out, which is good. But of course it gives you Triumph Dragon, so at least you have some hits for this, so this is decent. Then it says, at the end of the battle, this unit boosted a rear guard if your opponent's grade 3 or greater. And it's the first battle of that turn. You can Soul Blast 1, retire this, choose one of your front row rear guards, stand it, and it gets 5k power to end of the turn. So you can restand the unit that gets a crit. I don't know, I'm pretty sure it keeps the crit until the end of the turn. But I don't actually remember off the top of my head. I feel like that's something I said at some point where I was like, oh yeah, if we ever get something to restand it, this will be really good. Sounds like something I would have said. Let's see. The Soul Blast gets a crit. No, it's until end of battle, so you'd have to Soul Blast again. Never mind. So until the end of the battle, Soul Blast 1 gets 5k power, and if you did a Triumph Dragon, you get a crit. It doesn't say the crit until end of battle, but I'm assuming the whole effect is until end of battle. So that kind of sucks. You can restand the guy that gets a crit, but you don't, unless you have 2 Triumph Dragons in there, which you can get easily to an extent. But yeah. So like that Bushido is preventing your direct advantage situation by saying the first battle. I think that might be just more of a grandpa thing. But I don't actually remember off the top of my head. But either way, not that bad. Then we have here the Dark States one. Summon Crow Mage Corval. So this is for Rewinder and also Geist. This says in drop, if you have a Vanguard and is placed in ride phase and you do not have a rear guard with the same name as this card, you can call this out to rear. So that's the second card that deck has that can call itself on ride. Then if you did Soul Charge 1, so you can literally call this out, Soul Charge 1, call the other promo Soul Blast 1. You don't lose soul. So that's kind of nice. Then it says at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. You can put this into soul, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater without Regalia's piece from among them, reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Again, allows you to search out for Tillian, it allows you to search out for Altergeist. This one says grade 3 or greater card, so if you play any orders, you can search those out. So that's okay. I have to see if there's any grade 3s that are actually worth playing in this deck, but it does put itself into soul, which is kind of the more important thing. So now with Tillian, you can Soul Blast out this and the promo girl and instantly get them back next turn, which is pretty good. I'm starving. So I'm gonna get a snack. Hold on. Alright, I have returned. I have some chocolate almonds, very nice, and I have some kettle cooked salt and black pepper chips. Pringles, close enough. I do have some food, but I don't feel like warming that up right now, so we will hopefully let this bide me until then, because my stomach was literally growling. You guys might have heard it. Why don't they allow you to grab Regalia's pieces? Sometimes some decks need the extra push. Yeah, honestly, I don't think it would have been that bad if you can grab a Regalia's piece, considering that you can only use 1 in the deck and you can only play 1 in the entire game. But I think it's just future-proofing in case there's like a broken Regalia. It was Parnell support. I don't think Parnell really wants to add a grade 3 to hand, to be honest. What do you get to eat? Why is your Wingstop closed? No, it is some chicken my fiance left me from Whole Foods. Close. It is chicken, but no, stop. Next up, we have here Cinnabarine, Blade of the Forefront, Winnaparo. Literally, they just typed in random shit. But if you have Black or Astrum, you get the following. When this is placed, you can use a grade 3 or greater from drop to soul. That's decent because Astrum right now is the only deck that doesn't have an easy way to get Astrum into soul. All the other ones, except for, well, yeah, literally all the other ones have a way to get their grade 3 into soul. Whether in engine or not, but Ranked did not. Whether or not that makes it good is whatever, but you know, that's fine. Then at the end of the battle is unit boosted. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you retire this and perform either choose one of your grade 3 or greater front row rear guards in the same column as this unit, return to your hand, Or if your Vanguard is grade 4 or greater and you did not countercharge 1. I do not know what the first effect is for, because you presumably want to have a board of the grade. I guess I can see how it works, but you want to have a board of the grade 3 and grade 1 promo, and then the new grade 2 from the set 7. And then you want to attack with the grade 2, attack with the grade 3 boosted by the promo. Promo goes to soul. It sets you the order from drop for free. Then attack with Astrum, and you can restand the grade 2. They both get 5k. They both get 5k for each of the set orders, which should be 3 at this point, so they both get plus 15. And then the grade 3, if you have Astrum, so you can soul blast him out, restand him. And then the grade 2 says you can soul blast 2, give something else 5k for each of your orders. So that gives you the 5 attacks and a bunch of power. So I'm guessing you would then boost the last attack, so you can bounce the grade 2 that I said was Soul Blast 2 back to your hand, because it does have an on-place effect, but I don't think that's something the deck necessarily needed. And then the grade 3 does have an on-place that's like on-place, so Counterblast 1 draw, but that's a really bad effect because that deck has to play an order that Counterblasts 1. So this is probably one of the weaker ones, to be honest. Speaking for Astro. The Prism Order, Blind Soul Charge 3? Yeah, okay. This is busted in both versions of black. The black blows up his rear guards. Most like themselves, but the best screen the rear guard doesn't bounce. Doesn't you bounce her to hand with this? First skill is made for the quota version of black. Both are made for quota version of black. Because Ashram doesn't play Great Force. So Monster Black dispense Persona into souls, so you can attack 6 times, turn 3. Yeah, I don't know if this is worth playing. Hopefully this means like a little hint that the quick start deck bosses are getting grade 4s, because I think that'd be kind of cool if they made like a grade 4 that says like when you would search this from your deck or soul blast it from your soul, it counts as the original version. It counts as the grade 3 version of the original, right? So you can search it out and then you can write it, right? Because you easily search it out, write it, get 10k. And then it'll have a slightly stronger effect. I think that would be cool. And Astrum gets counter charge finally. But other than that, this is kind of whack for Astrum. Then we have another gerbil of random characters. Knight of Exigency Yinwenbel. But this is for Deca and Sarvassal. And she gets 5k attack and shield. Then if it's in your main phase, this cost is reduced by Soul Blast 1. But otherwise, when this is retired from rear, during your turn, you Soul Blast 1, look at the top 3. Choose one grade 2 or greater. That's not a Regalis from among them, put into your hand, shuffle, and if not, you can draw 1. Ingunil? That's how the fuck is that how it's pronounced, bro? Because all those vowels that you're fucking saying are not present in that name. Don't come here and try to tell me that's how it's pronounced. Like, ain't no way. Yo, just making shit up. It's not wrong. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That is the Japanese characters? Oh. Maybe it'll make sense in English. No, ain't no way W is just whoa. Like, I hate English. I hate it. I hate it. Dex is the best quick start deck. Keter second, then Lyrical. So Care, Branke, and Dragon Empire in that order. Assuming they have their promos. Not really. Not really Boyang, unless you're counting. If you're counting these, if you're talking about these promos specifically, maybe. But if you're talking about the decks in general, no, not really. Words working in weird ways only in English, where they just make up the rules as they go. The points don't matter. This is like fine. This is decent in Deca because you can call the full body and then get some value out of it. But yeah. Then we have here the Ascent Brave Shooter. This is for Bebe and Cristianos. So in drop, if a unit is placed on rear by your card's ability, so it could be for either Cristiano's effect or an order. As long as you play a unit, you can either Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3, call it to the back row. Then, when this unit is placed on rear, choose a card from your drop, put it into your soul. Thing is not bad. I don't understand. Everyone I've talked to keeps telling me this thing is great. I think this is ass. I think this is hot ass. Not even ass, bro. This is poop. This is straight up poop. Like poop from a butt. Like, this is so bad. But I don't see how this thing is good. Easiest way to put Cristianos in soul? I just don't see the benefit in that. And it's not a free body, because you have to Counter Blast 1 to get him. Or you have to Energy Blast 7 essentially to get him. Right? Unless you play an order to call a unit. No, it's not free. It's also grade 1 that doesn't get any power. So, I don't know. And it's not like you can remove him from the board to call him back out again to unplace him again. So, like, I don't get it. Yeah, but the grade 2 booster has to be specifically called by Cristianos. This doesn't. This you can play from hand and then put Cristianos into soul, but only if he's in your drop. Alright, so only if you milled him or discarded him earlier, then yes, you can do that. But I don't feel like there's a consistent enough way to do that to warrant playing this guy. Lyrical? I mean, it depends. But the good ones are Lyrical, Dark States, and Keter. Dragon Empire's not great. Brandgate's the worst one, and Stokea's not necessarily great. Love that. Yeah. So, I don't really like this. Most of the Stokea Blitz worth using cost Soul Blast? What does that have to do with anything? You mean for Bebe? Maybe for Bebe this is good. I don't know. I'm not talking about the quote-unquote decks, to be honest. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not looking at them in the scope of duels right now because I don't have their effects in my brain right now. So I'm only really talking about it from a quick start deck perspective. But yeah, I could see this being playable in that deck, right? Because that probably can actually make use of it. Because I remember I think it calls mid-battle. So yeah, so that's probably good in that deck. And it's also not Energy Blast 4, right? The baby version, but for Cristianos, I feel like this is hot ass. Not even hot ass in like a good way, like 90-degree weather, big old stinky ass, hasn't been washed for like 3 days. That's what I think this is. Feel more oriented to the quick start deck for the quota bosses and the regular quick start decks. I mean, I feel like most of them work for both. The last, maybe I'm wrong. This is not bad in Triumph. This works for all Solaris. This one, yeah. I could see it, but like not really. This one I could see work in Sarassel, right? Because you have the pony or the Pegasus that lets you call from hand, so you can overcall her. She gets 5k, so she can actually attack. Then you can overcall her CB1, call something from hand. You can call the thing you get from her from hand. So that works. This one, I can see in theory mechanically how it would work for Cristianos, but I just don't think it's very good. EB heavy as Cristianos, they're all EB heavy. Every quick start deck is EB heavy because they're all EB4. So that's why I don't understand how you would ever play this, or how you would ever play the Guncycler. Like, I feel like that's just psychotic if you would play the Guncycler. Like you can play this, like this one would be playable in Cristianos. I think it's a bad option. But yeah, the other two I would say they're probably better for the Quota one. Channel never ran energy cycle. Yeah, okay. Come to the Discord X so you can so everyone can tell you like, no, it's a great option actually. Come on. I fucked up all of the colors and stuff, but that's fine. And then here's the last one, which unfortunately only works for Marlene. So I don't know why they even bothered doing the like following, because it only works with her. But on place, look at the top 5, choose one grade 3 or greater normal unit, reveal it, put your hand, and if you did, discard one. So that's really good. Free, look at top 5, add something to hand. Can't add a PG, but you also can't add a Blitz order, which sucks, but still pretty good. Then at the end of the battle, this unit boosted, put this to soul, choose one of your back row rear guards, stand it, and choose up to one grade 3 or greater normal unit from your drop, put it in the bottom of your deck. Excuse me, so this recycles your Marlene's. And you can basically, I think, with Marlene, get a full board restand, essentially, right? I think you can get 4 boosted attacks if you sequence this correctly with Marlene. I just don't know it off the top of my head, because I know there's another card that restands a booster as well. What do you mean? The Battle Siren does indeed count. She literally says on place. Energy charge 2. How much more generic do you need than that? Quick start deck bosses need new forms. Yeah, as much as I hate the like, I don't know how to phrase it, but the fact that a new form has become like the new buzzword in the Vanguard community, where they're like everything needs a new form, right? And everyone keeps talking about new forms for every deck. The quick start deck bosses do indeed need new forms. And I feel like they would have gotten it by now, which I feel is kind of strange. But even as soon as they came out, right, they looked designed to just get new forms. And I would have thought we would have had it by now, a year later, but here we are. New form for Pacifica? No thanks. Sertan's already won a new form? Unbelievable. Energy charger that's worth using. What you just you guys are just as greedy. You CK players are just as greedy then as the Astoria and the Varga players. You're asking for another energy charger. Because you don't like the one we got. Ooh, it's a girl. And she's a mermaid. Ooh, we want a different one. We want that one that we can play from drop. Yeah, they didn't. I would have assumed they would have at least gotten 4 copies. Like, I can't believe they didn't do that in this festival collection. Like, I can't believe they give them so much support. Right? They have so many cards with their names mentioned, but they don't even, they themselves haven't even gotten like a double rare foiling or anything like that. So strange. After attacking, self-retire, and G-Charge 3, why the fuck would they give you guys that? That's why I know you guys are just greedy. And don't care about anything and just want everything for yourselves. Energy charge 3 after attack. Ridiculous. I mean, I can get a promo that can reveal it in 2 weeks after it came out. It deserves one that lets us play a second order. Yeah, but the promos are bad. Promo structure is bad, and that promo was not even that good. I think you guys will be okay. Just play high five and go fuck yourself. Wow. Our energy gluttons? I think you're the glutton. But this Tuesday coming up, we're going to get finally Siblith revealed. I think 9 cards. So we're going to see what that's all about. I mean, that I despise Varga. I don't despise Varga. I despise you guys asking for a new form of Varga when he just got one like 2 sets ago, and I haven't even gotten. I haven't even gotten a support card for Barrow. So I have a good chance that they'll just get thrown. I'll just get thrown that promo. It must be nice. How about you give me your extra copies and I'll tell everyone. I'll make a video about how bad the card is. How about that? How about that, Click? Let's make that deal. You give me 4 copies, and I'll make a bunch of videos saying how shit this card is, so the market doesn't blow up. I'm gonna buy an ad. Well, rip. And there goes our business deal. This is something that I'm seeing most people brought up, that they don't play the cards. This is something that I'm seeing most people brought up, and that is that they don't play test cards long enough. That is indeed very true. Instead of getting his deck for his whole season after he died, yeah. I feel like they did something happened with set 6. I feel like they did. I feel like the G stuff was not planned, and I feel like Siblif should have been in that set. Right? I feel like they moved some shit around because of the G set or something. But I don't know. Siblif is a woman? Is she? Not as voice actor is, but I only heard make a video. Yeah. There you go. There goes your one opportunity. Click. I had a business deal and you rejected it. Now playing Evil Barber instead of Siblif was so stupid. I mean, there was Siblif now, so maybe I'll get a $50 problem. If it's only for barrel, there's no way that thing is $50. No matter how strong it is, right? No way that would be $50. Look at the price of any barrel card that actually says barrel on the name. But the tick now is because she had the Siblif card and she didn't even play it. I don't think she had the Siblif card. Was it specifically Siblif's card? I don't know. Your Mango this barrier opponent takes 4 damage. Still not good enough. Still not gonna be $50. And find out Siblif support cards are not compatible with Vargo, probably. These are all greedy, like the Shirkei players. But speaking of the other greedy nation, let's go over the new Keter deck. Starting here with Nebula Knight of Inheritance, Sirius, who, according to the unofficial translation, says according to the unofficial translation, the flavor text says, what the girl inherits is the radiance of these stars, implying this is a girl by the flavor text. But this just lets you draw for 1 second. And we have Nebula Knight of Guiding series, who again, by the unofficial translation, says harboring the guiding light within her heart. This says when this is placed by writing over the grade 0, reveal a grade 3 Nebula Knight from your right deck. Search for a Nebula Knight of Yearning Orneus. Call it your rear and shuffle your deck. This a girl, and just called her ugly. I mean, yeah, she looks like a fucking dork. She looks great in like the previous her previous forms. In the grade 3, she looks like a fucking dork. Is androgynous. She could be androgynous, but they have her flavor text has she her pronouns. I don't know what to tell you. Then we have Nebula Knight of Glory series. Like, these all look so cool. Like, all this art looks so cool. And then you get fucking to this shit, and she looks like the biggest fucking dork. But even loses the cool blue. Like, that blue looks so good, and then it's just gone in favor of just fucking corny ass black. I hate it. I hate all of it. Anyways, Nebula Knight of Glory series. So when this is wrote upon by the grade 3 with series, you show blast 1 look at the top 7 of your deck. Choose up to 1 Nebula Knight. When it's carding from among them, reveal it, put your hand and shuffle your deck. Then when this intercepts, if you have a unit with Nebula Knight in its card name, wait. If your unit with Nebula Knight in its card name is being attacked, this gets 5 shield. So basically, if you intercept for the Vanguard or its archetype unit, she gets 5 shield. Her black cat bodysuit that made her look dumb. It's just the pose, really. It's the pose, and her outfit looks really dumb. She just looks so dumb. She looks like that time when we looked at Darkside Princess, and she was just there holding a sword, not knowing what the fuck to do with it. That's what she looks like, except she's more of a dweeb. Because I think Darkside Princess was kind of like confused about it, but like she's more into it and she thinks she looks cool. She looks like a dork. She looks like the world's biggest dork. Glistening Nebula Night Lord series. So this says, act on Vanguard Circle. Return 2 cards with Nebula Knight in their card name from your drop to your deck. Choose a rear guard. Then choose your search your deck for 1 Nebula Knight in its card name with grade +1 of that chosen unit. Call it to a rear guard circle that the chosen unit is on and shuffle your deck. So this actually has like a ride on rear guard circle mechanic. It's kind of cool. Then it says when this unit attacks, counterblast 1. Choose a column. Stand all of your rear guards with Nebula Knight in their card names in that column. And if you Persona Road, then you discard a trigger from your hand. Look at the top card of your deck equal to the number of your rear guards with Nebula Knights in their card name and put them in on top of your deck in any order. That's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. You can look at the top 6 and put it however the fuck you want. That is really cool. Oh, I know, rear cards. So top 5. You look at the top 5, you rearrange it however you want. That's really cool. That's really cool. Been wanting to see something like that in a long time. I'm happy to find out that Nebula Knights will be super cheap since the deck is xenophobic. Good luck with the Keter pile. They'll find a way. Don't worry. Here is the Nebula Knight of Yearning Cornelius. When his boost a grade 3... Jesus. When his boost a grade 3 or greater with Nebula Knight in his card name, this gets 2k. Then at the end of that, until the end of the battle, then you can discard 1 or reveal the top card of your deck. And if it's a trigger unit, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards in the same column as this unit, retire it, and then put that on the top or bottom of your deck. So, pretty cool. Then here's the grade 2 version. So when this is placed on a rear guard circle with the grade 1, so you literally ride on the rear guard circle essentially. You put that to drop obviously afterwards, but counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 Cornelius in its card name, call it to rear guard circle that this unit is on and shuffle your deck. So basically, if you have the grade 1 and your opponent's grade 2 or greater, you can then, after you ride the grade 2, counterblast 1, search the grade 3, right on top of that. If you have a Vanguard Nebula Knight in its card name, this unit cannot be retired by your opponent's card effects. I wonder if this has any synergy with any like Shadow Paladin cards that say like when something is retired, do X. So that'd be kind of nice because that counts as retired. Then we have the Nebula Knight of Heroism, Cornelius. When this is placed on the rear with a grade 2 with Cornelius in its card name, so we ride over the grade 2 essentially, or overcall over the grade 2. Choose up to 1 grade 1 with Cornelius in its card name from your drop. Call into back row rear guard circle. So that's kind of weird. I kind of wish they didn't do that because it was kind of cool. You overcall it, so it's like you can only have 1 copy of the same card, right? Because they have the same name. But now you don't. You get the grade 1 back, but whatever. You call it to back row circle, and if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, so blast 1, look at the top 2. Choose up to 1 from among them, put it to your hand, and put the other on either on the top or the bottom of your deck. That's pretty decent. When it attacks, if you have a Vanguard with the Nebula Knight in its card name, this gets 5k. That's decent. Then finally, at the end of your turn, choose a grade 2 or less with Nebula Knight in its card name from your drop. Call it to rear guard. The rear guard circle this unit is on as rest. So you can go back to the grade 2, put the grade 3 back in the deck, search the grade 3, play it again. Right, so pretty good. Essentially name lock time leap, essentially, yeah. Recall him, aka you can call Jewel Knight. Sure. In V, I guess, right? Because you guys only bring up V, because that's the only format that exists to y'all. Reform of bladder deck thinning, I guess. I like Keter and the deck is good, but with the Keter Pal and Saragon, they keep gatekeeping the decks, hence why I don't play Keter much. I mean, you don't have to play it in every deck, to be honest. So Nebula Knight is an all-girls knight unit. I love it. This is a girl? I thought this was a dude. Whoops. I found it weird that this would be a dude, but I was like, hey, that's kind of cool, I guess. But, well, what I will see through it. Okay, that doesn't give me anything. What does this one say? With a strong desire imbued, brandish your spear. That doesn't give me anything. I know the other one's is a girl. I know that one's a girl. Check her breast armor. I mean, I guess. I hate to sound like a Republican, but I need more proof than that. You gotta give me more than that. Manifest here isn't. Yeah, none of the flavor text tells me anything, so I have to take your guys' word for it. Your Knight and the OG kind of didn't have a gimmick to stand out. Kind of did. So you have to pray the grade 2 doesn't get retired, and your opponent's turn. Grade 2 can't get retired. You don't have to worry about that because it can't be retired by your opponent's effect. So no need to worry about that. Zergon's kind of a must-have, just like Eureka. Basically, not really. Eureka and Saragon, I feel like, have different purposes. Eureka lets you bounce your units, which is different from just looking at the top card, right? Like, I see the comparison, but I feel like Saragon isn't as needed in as many decks as Eureka is. Not that Eureka is needed in every deck, but I feel like Eureka is more useful than Saragon. But you can make do without it. Nebula Knights are canonically all female? Oh, okay, good. That's good to know. That's cool. So they really are the Jewel Knights. And Youthquake, yeah. Yeah, Saragon only really works if you can abuse it. Stupid Dominate. I mean, you can get dominated, but it doesn't get retired, I think. Right? Because Dominate ends and it becomes your unit and you have the protection. Then we have this lady who's very pretty. Nebula Knight of Accompanying Illusion Fulminate. When this is discarded from your hand during your turn, if you have a Nebula Knight, you can call this. If you did, it cannot attack at the end of the turn, but it can boost. Then I hope the FR for this looks pretty. Probably won't. If you have a Vanguard with Nebula Knight in its card name, put this to soul, look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or bottom of your deck. So you can call this out and then put it to soul immediately. So that's kind of cool. Then we have Nebula Knight of I know this word. I know it's a real word, but I don't know how to say it. But she looks super cool because she's on a horse and she has a bow and arrow. And y'all know I love archery. If you don't, you know now. But Equestrian Archery Hygiena. During your turn, if your rear guard was retired or put into soul during your main phase, this gets 5k power. This effect is kind of generic. You can actually play this in other things, actually. Ooh. A 10k booster, sorry, a 10k attacker in any deck in Keter. That's kind of crazy. As long as you retire or put to soul in main phase, which is like, I guess it has to be your rear guard. So that your rear guard putting to soul in main phase. Maybe that's not as many decks, but retiring you can easily do that. So that's interesting. But anyways, then once per turn, which she attacks while boosted by Nebula Knight. Soul Blast 1, discard a card from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a trigger, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards, bind it. And if not, choose one of your opponent's back row rear guards and bind it. And put it on either on the top or bottom of your deck. So that's really good. So they have removal and deck manipulation. Very, very cool. Very cool. That's what the fuck name? I mean, that's an actual word, so that one actually makes sense. Then we have here the promo card. The Nebula Knight's Path from the Starry Sea. This is a normal order that you can play from drop for no cost. You bind it, it's grade 3, but you bind it and then perform one of the following. Look at the top 7 from your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with grade less or equal to your Vanguard from among them and call it. Or if your Vanguard is a Nebula Knight, you can CB1, look at the top 3 of your deck, choose 1 card from among them, put it in your hand, choose another card from among them, put it on the top of your deck, discard the rest. And if your opponent is greater, choose 2 rear guards and they get 5k power. This is a stupid ass promo that will be part of the Youthquake Volume 6, which means we may never get this because I believe Blazing Warcry might have been one of these types of promos, and we still have not got that. Blaster Blade the Vanguard was a magazine promo, just now getting that. So this is now going into promo hell. Thankfully, this isn't like, I don't know if, I mean, this is really good. It's not like super mandatory for the deck, but I absolutely hate that this is a promo. Absolutely hate it. Here's a seek of the dork. Yeah, did not get direct support. I could have swore he was gonna get it in Festival, but he's not. Hopefully that means that he'll be getting support either in this set or soon. She was usable on Destined 1, Ultim 2. I guess so, technically, yeah. Pre-archetype, but sadly Keter is not. Sadly is Keter not furry. I really wanted to be furry. Someone that doesn't end up being the same fate as Blazing Warcry, yeah. Hate Nebula Knights cannot be full power in English due to promo hell, yeah. And then it sucks that it's Keter, right? So they made it generic, so it's playable and other stuff, which like I guess isn't horrible, but you know. If we do get this card in English before Blazing Warcry, then that says something, and then I doubt it, yeah. I forgot Luan doesn't get direct support for a while. Luan in the corner, where's my support? Yep. So Neverlight does not get a manga art seek anymore. I don't know why the fuck they're not doing that anymore. Luan on the cover with a Nebula Knight promo. I mean, technically Luan can play the card, but he has his own order, so. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of good to say for Nebula Knights, and there's a lot of bad to say, right? One, still looks like a dork. Not Dirk. A dork, right? She looks like a complete dork. Could have done so much more with this art. Two, Seek. It's the same exact art. Could have done something crazy, like the manga rare that they don't seem to be doing anymore. So that's super lame. Four, the promo. You could easily just put that in a fucking set, and then said it's a fucking magazine promo that God knows what English is gonna be. Am I like to CB heavy? I don't think so. If you play the order, that's one. This is Soul Blast. This is nothing. This is nothing. It's Counter Blast to search with this guy's effect, but you don't have to do that. You can do it with the Vanguard skill. So it's really just CB1 for the Vanguard to restand, and then CB1 if you want to do this, and then CB1 for the order. So not really, not at all. Fuck up with corner. Oh god, that stupid ass card. I feel like the two of you are working fucking together to say that shit. Unbelievable. Anyways. Next Thursday, we finally get the reveal of Die Kaiser. I expected this to be last, but they're gonna do it already, which is kind of nuts. 9 cards, which kind of confirms that this is gonna be its own deck, kind of like Vert was. So I guess we can see all the break ride decks maybe getting encounters in standard as standalone decks, which I guess it's fine. I would have liked break ride to return, but it is what it is. So this is going to be a grade 0, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Other than that, which could be in order, but I think if they did in order, it would be 10 cards usually. So we can expect probably like grade, 2 grade 3s maybe, 2 grade 2s and a grade 1 or something like that. But we'll see. Oh. Interested to see how they're going to adapt this for standard. I gotta keep it TF, please. I mean, he could have waited. I feel like he could have waited, but oh well. Still gets he used Ayusha support, assuming he has the bases too. Who knows? I mean, presumably he'll be a dimensional robot, right? But I don't know. I hope they can work together. They're in the same goddamn clan. You're gonna break PGs. There's nothing to adapt. I mean, probably, but knowing them, they're probably gonna make it really shitty. So. Check grade 3, destroy Guardian, negates PG once. Once, and it's like Counterblast 1 to do it or something like that. You know they're gonna nerf the fuck out of it, but we'll see. Coming with anime collab, the mecha anime, yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with that, if they're gonna announce that next week, but we'll see. But there's supposed to be the Braverin collab in set 9, but that might be a standalone thing. I don't know, it might be its own deck. I don't know. I thought it was just going to be maybe alt art for this. I don't know. They haven't really announced anything, so I guess we'll see. Closest encounter that I ever had some identity. Sure, Eck. Sure thing, Eck. Whatever you say, Grandpa. But I guess that also means Great Daikaiser. I'm sorry, Great Dayusha. maybe even Daikaiser, right? Might be something that we see down the line, but we'll see. This is not against cross rides, but they are making brake rides their own thing. I wonder if that's something that they would do. I wonder if that's what they're doing, right? Because they did like, they're kind of going through the eras of Vanguard to an extent, right? Because they're wrapping up Limit Break with Ezel and then starting with Brake Ride. So I wonder if like the next wave of encounters might be Brake Rides, which I guess would be cool. Are there any other iconic Brake Ride, specific Brake Ride units that they could translate over, specifically for nations that don't have like a million encounters, even things out? I can't really think of any off the top of my head. What was the... Oh, Ethics Buster? I guess I could maybe do Ethics Buster. I guess that was kind of iconic. I got like 3 different cards, so maybe. Didn't they already start doing brake rides with Venus Lucier and Minerva? Oh, I guess... I mean, no, well, Minerva was not a brake ride, but she was from the brake ride era. Venus Lucier was also not a brake ride, but she was from that era. So technically, but I mean the actual brake ride cards, because Daikaiser, remember correctly, was a brake ride, right? We'll do 5 more Keter encounters. I mean, if there's an Angel Feather encounter in there, I'm okay with that. So, yeah, Angelica was a brake ride. So they did bring Angelica as a rear guard, though. So there is that, I guess. Transport could be one. Transport was Aqua Force. Maybe. Maybe they could do that. I don't know if it's iconic per se. Mordred Phantom. Yes, that definitely I would see that as a deck, and that would make money. That's a good one. Yeah, Mordred Phantom would be a great one for them to make in standard as a standalone deck. But that would again be for Keter. What were the brake rides for whatever calls them, Liberators? I don't really think there were any that were that crazy, right? Because Ganselot wasn't a brake ride. I don't remember. Goblin Buster encounter, who built it? Maybe. I can see that happening. I think the only counter gimmick that they can bring us, right, is Legion only for Regalia support. I doubt it. But I would like them to bring Legion, but I highly doubt they will. Ganselot Liberator. He was a brake ride. In the brake ride? Did he have another version? Chaos Breaker. I mean, he's not a brake ride, but he's coming, whether you like it or not. And then we can get Ezel Scissors. He was a brake ride, huh? I thought he was. There's so many fucking. He was also a cross ride. Yeah, okay. So that's. I'm thinking of the cross ride one. But yeah, there were so many fucking Liberators. So I would not be surprised if one of them came through, right? Especially because we don't have Ganselot in any way, shape, or form. So we might get that as a standalone deck, which I would be okay with, because I actually really like the Liberator Ganselot. But again, another Keter deck. Oh, we'll see. There's only 3. That's a lot. 3 different Ganselots in one archetype? You're gonna tell me that's not a lot, bro? Come on, man. Jewel Knights? Yeah, I would like to see that a lot. Jewel Knights would be great. I guess Ashley would be, I mean, they might do like a Minerva situation when they do both of them, but I don't know. I think they'll do Amaterasu. They should have just been done. Her and Tsukiyumi. I don't know why the hell they didn't do that like 20 sets ago. Oh well. We'll see. Eradicator, Dragonic Descendant. Is that a brake ride? That wasn't a brake ride. That was a limit break unit. On an archetype, there's only 3 Ganselots total. Oh, when they created Genesis, we can forget OTT exists. You can say the same about some other ones, but who stands? You got a Queen Guardian? Yeah, it's pretty funny. Alright, but yeah, that's all I got. I did not expect to go through that I did not expect to go through 2 stream reveals in that quick time. I didn't even make a Dear Day slide because I didn't figure we'd have time. And for Eradicators was borrowing Sword, yeah. Which I guess they could make that. I don't know how iconic he really was, because it was for Gauntlet Buster, I think, at that time. Pulling Tsukiyumi for no reason, yeah. I don't understand, especially considering they have the Vanguard Shadowverse collab and they have Tsukiyumi in that. And that's the only encounter that we don't have an actual standard Vanguard. I was just like, what? Doesn't make any sense. And like, they could very easily adapt her to standard, right? I don't think it would be that hard, even though there's a ride deck. I mean, just do what she does to an extent. Just do it anyways, right? But I don't know. Remember Coco? Shut up. You would like Coco. Shut the hell up. You would do that. One server was comically bad. In the TCG Broken Zero? I don't know about Broken. Looking at Magnus, the D, Hexagonal Magnus, and Pentagonal Magnus. As much as I like those cards, I don't think they'll ever be added to D, unfortunately. As much as I like the Magnus cards, I don't see that happening. You know what we could do? We're a bit overdue for this, but I guess we can do a market watch, right? What is a card? That's set. Gate. I know off the top of my head that I can actually spell. Alright. Market is doing way better than I thought, to be honest. Way better than I thought. My markers. Your glory makers? Oh yeah. That's actually a good point. See if we can look that up. I think we got mine before they announced it because I had a feeling it was gonna happen. That's the right one. No, okay, that's fine. Alright, it's kind of pretty. Oh, that's kind of cheap. That's not so bad. Yeah, get them now. Because she went up, but like she came back down, so that's kind of nice. Yeah. That's so funny, and then she's gonna shoot up again. Especially if he breaks PGs, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Someone explain Vesserug's price tag. I mean, he is Vesserug. I really like that deck, unfortunately. And I know it's gonna be really good in like 4 sets. But set 7. Oh, sorry, set 6 stuff. Let's take a look at that real quick. Everything is looking alright. This unfortunately never really went down past 10, I don't think, which sucks. This finally went down, which is nice, as well as this, because this was like 30-20 for the longest, so that's good. What's Glory Maker's high price point? She was like, I want to say at least $10, but Glory's finally a little bit cheaper. That's nice. She's a little bit more expensive. These commons are whatever. I don't think there's any commons or rares that we need to look at, right? So I guess let's save some time. Let's just look at the high rarity stuff. I don't think anything else really matters, to be honest. Maybe even the tokens, sure. But I don't think there's a single common or rare set that matters. So yeah, we already saw this. Here is Chrono Dump. Surprised this thing is so cheap. It's probably because it looks really ugly. This finally became cheap again because I bought this on release for $5, then it immediately got sold out and it barely came back. But $5 FR. That's crazy. This probably actually looks really nice too. But hold on, let's take a look. Let's take a look. It might be like $5, $20 shipping. No, yeah, it's $5, $5, $5. That's crazy. Mark Stage would take off after set 6. Apparently not. If we get the promo, it might be a little bit better. But yeah, it's not bad. But you might snag it. Yeah, that's fair. I might do the same. Oh wait, I don't play that deck. This is surprisingly cheap. It was crazy. This is surprisingly cheap. I would pick these up ASAP because I feel like this is gonna blow up. I feel like this might be used for one day, but also just looks cool. I think I need one more of these. This card is garbage. I hate this card so much. I don't even know what the hell her effect does, but I have the SR of her has got to be the flattest shit I've ever seen in my life. You can barely tell it is SR. Where is... I don't have forward again. Alright, let me go back. Let's go back here real quick. Hold on. Yeah, I know it's for a million. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. That's irrelevant, right? The flattest SR I've ever seen in my life, right? You can barely see any of the, like, foiling or anything like that, right? It just looks like a hollow. Barely, though. Right? And I have even a sleeve on, which is, like, making it brighter than it actually is. But it just looks so, like... It looks better, I think, in the recording than it actually does in real life. But it just looks so flat. It's so bad. Not there. I agree that the FR... The FR looks really bad, too. First of all, the FR would have the same amount of foiling. Second of all, this blue and this red looks ugly. So, no. No shatter foil is too much, then too much text. Yeah. This finally went down, so that's good to hear. To see, I should try and pick up some of these. I'm surprised how cheap Doreen has been. Like, insane. She was the cheapest one, which is crazy. Like, granted, she's only playing about one deck, but that can change easily, and she's insane. if we ever get anything else, I might actually get these for Luke here because she deserves them. This is crazy because this probably looks really pretty. This FFR, but $100 seek, insane. These I would pick up if we get the chance, because they're gonna get bought out like the other ones did. Same with this one, right? Especially if like Dragon Empire Tree shows up tonight. So. A lot of those grade 1 triple rares are only playable in one deck for now. For now, right? You guys say that for now, and then instantly they'll be worth billions, right? After like a couple months. So here are where the energies are sitting at. Surprisingly, white guy is really cheap. I expected him to be more, but I don't know what the foiling looks like on these. It's kind of hard to tell from the image. I've never seen one up close. Here's the Chrono one. He's surprisingly cheap as well, with more listings than I expected them to have. So I guess this set was opened a lot. This is unironically, or obviously I should say, the most expensive one, right? The triple rare foiling. Oh, that's fine. I don't know if I want to pay that much for triple rare foiling, but yeah, if you like the character, go for it. This is still surprisingly cheap. I feel like this is gonna one of those things that's gonna blow up soon. Not financial advice. I really want to get this in FFR because it actually looks really nice with the noodle, but I don't play this stuff. Here's Glory Maker. She at her high point was only like $8 or so when they announced Dark Heiser, so she didn't jump up like crazy, but I would not be surprised if she gets bought out completely entirely next Thursday. I really want to get this. I want this to become dirt cheap, but I feel like people are buying these. This is another one that I was super disappointed in. Granted, I don't like the FR either, but like the SR is like super flat also. Like I was super disappointed because I was super looking forward to this card in SR because the art is really pretty, but it's just so flat. Like I really do not like SRs anymore unless it's for triple rares. Double rare SRs, I really don't like them. I really don't like them. FR is not as bad as I thought. Yeah, I guess. Is that the thing I have? I've been buying them recently. Can't really see it, but looks alright. I don't like it. I saw people talking about it, and I saw it was still cheap, and I was like, alright, let me get this. Well, it is cheap. $10 FFR, insane. I can't believe this is so cheap too. I expected this to be a lot more expensive, but oh well. These are dirt cheap. I would pick these up ASAP. Absolutely pick these up ASAP. Especially pick up. I'm telling you this right now. I hate to be that guy, but I'm telling y'all, pick up the Brankgate one, the Dragon Empire one, and the maybe the Keter one. Maybe not the Keter one. Would they do Keter again? I don't think they'll do Keter again. I would say pick up at least Brankgate and Dragon Empire one, because I feel like maybe Sorkea, but that one's expensive. I feel like the next stride deck is going to be one of those two, and this is going to be gone. So, the 9 is going to go crazy. For what? For Chrono Jet? I don't think you guys are going to support set 9 again. I think that was a one and done deal, but we'll see. Because the next presentation is next month, and it's coming pretty soon. I'm surprised this is so expensive. No, I feel better that I paid like $3 for it. But, everything else is kind of whatever. Like, this is dirt cheap, right? I really want to get wow, $6 FFR, insane. I might actually cop these. Holy hell, that is crazy. I really want the secret, but that's crazy. A $6 FFR. Parmeal sucks though. I mean, it doesn't suck this much. I don't know. That's not that bad. I feel like it's not that bad. Fish instead, surely. I mean, I would not be surprised, but unfortunately, I think it'll not be them this time. Oh no, actually, this is actually cheap. Yeah, so pick this up while you can. I know it got hidden premium, so but just pick it up. I'm telling y'all, you're gonna regret this. I mean, I've tried it too. It's not that bad. I really want to get this in FFR. It looks really cool. But this looks really ugly in FR. That is $1 and you used them in an away? Yeah, sure. I'm sure you did. I'm debating if I should get the Enlargo for the upcoming Asha Stride deck. You should. Get them in SR. You'll thank me later. Get these too. Right, because these are dirt cheap. Granted, these you can wait on to an extent because we should not get another Dark State Stride deck for a while, but I would not be surprised if they randomly do premium support again and they do like the 3 decks they did last time. And it'll be a Dark State deck this time. I would not be surprised. So, sucks that this isn't common. This is finally cheap. Thank God Basaga does not play the Soul Fronts. It's really nice. I can't believe the FR version is the cheapest one. That's just crazy. But honestly, there's like no difference between these two cards, right? Because the text box is so small that honestly, and because the foiling is so shit, you might as well just get the face rarity. They look exactly the same, right? Unless you want the frame one. I want to get more of these just to be safe. This went up. This used to be a lot cheaper, but it went up because of, I guess, that Kaiser. You can get the FR for cheaper though. Ironically, the FR again is cheapest, so that's gonna be funny. It's funny how this is more expensive than Varville, but I really want to get this. Once I get like actual money, if I get some sort of actual money, this is like the first thing. Like if there were ever a sign, it'll be me showing up with 4 of these. For some reason, say a certain master deck set. Oh, well, yeah, that too. Yeah, that's true. This is of course the most expensive. I don't think anything really plays it right now. And then that's component. Yeah, I would get those ASAP. Especially the SRs, because they're not in any other. That's not in any other print, right? So I would say splurge if you want. Then looking for sets 7. Things are looking a lot better than I thought. Right? I have to get some copies of this. Maybe. We'll see. These are dirt cheap. I would pick these up ASAP. Agro Sirens SR is cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I'm surprised this one's so expensive still, but I guess it's only been a week. I picked these up. Ooh, I think I don't know which one I'll play. I only have one of these. I have both. I pulled both, but it's another SR where like it looks really flat, and I'm kind of disappointed. So I might get the FRs. Thankfully, it's cheaper too. We'll see. But I think I have the rest of the, because I think I have the rest of the deck in FR because of how old it is. So we'll see. Yeah, it is. I'm not surprised because people are expecting it to, I guess, be good. But yeah, I bought this like day one for like $2. Part of the reason I sold the Lucky Dress is because I'm just sure Letharade would be $10 or something. Nope. Why would it be? It's only usable in one deck that people don't want to play. People hate the Brengate FR borders. They're okay in some cards. Like here, it looks really good because it actually has something to go over the border. So this one actually looks really pretty, but it's a rare that doesn't do anything. This was like really expensive earlier. I could have sworn this was listed like $8 or something like that. I don't know why, but I really mad I high rolled and I pulled like 8 copies of this card in my case, which really sucks. This dog is really cute. This one looks really cool in FR, so you know. I got a bunch of copies of this. Now it's I got this when it was at $6. I was like, $6 for an SR version of a cycler? Are you crazy? And I bought a bunch of copies. But now they're starting to go, unfortunately. So I'm glad I got my copies. I would love to get this, but I can't. So the SR is the only usable one in the deck, and it's been 14 forever. Yeah. Well, as Curly, you know, I have influence in Booster, and I told him to make the FRs look better than the SRs. So people would finally agree with me. Unbelievable. What a sociopath. Bird is surprisingly cheap. Even though it's gonna get replaced. I know that in like 4 sets that we're not gonna play any more birds. Maybe play 4, but that's it. She looks really pretty. The FR of this looks like ass, so I got the SR instead. The FR of this looks like ass, so I got the SR instead. Here's that dumb card that VTuber tried to cancel us over. Hate this fucking card so much. Hater. This card looks really pretty, but I'm hoping their price goes down. Ooh, the FR is actually cheap now because this used to be more expensive, so that's nice. So size colors are surprisingly cheap. They were cheap, and then it went up. Tree is whatever. I'd like to get the FR actually looks nice because the nationless frame is actually kind of cool. But I would like to get 3 of these just because I pulled 1 to complete the set. I really like this. I love this the FR border for Dragon Empire, but I pulled 1 of these and I hate it because now I want to get more, but I'm not going to pay that money. I'm hoping this will keep going down so I can get more copies of this. I don't think I have any, but to get copies of this. I got some copies of this, which is nice. I feel like this is bait and I'm not going to play this. Because I'm not playing this in my build and I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. The FR of this looks so ugly. I think I need to get the SR, I don't remember. Yeah, I've actually been trying to build this because I miss playing this deck and I feel like it feels, reading it feels better than before, but I have to actually play it. But Stella? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bought it. I think I might have gotten it for 4. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think price cyclers are going to be expensive anytime soon because the gun cyclers are just supposed better. Yeah, they're not seeing much play, but I would pick them up now because they're going to shoot up. But yeah, they're surprisingly cheap considering for what they are. They're surprisingly cheap. The FR for this looks kind of cool. You can't really see it here though, but I like this guy's. He looks super cool. This stupid asshole. If he was at least a monster, this deck would actually be gas, but no, it decided to be lame. I had wanted to get this just to have a max rarity, but I don't like how the FR looks, so I have the SR. I bought the SR day 1 for $5, and now it's $11. Woo! Local price cycler is expensive as hell. Yeah, I hate it because that's the one that I wanted to buy a bunch of, but I literally cannot. Yeah, both these FRs, I pulled 1 of each. They look ugly as fuck, so I'm waiting for the SRs to go down a bit more. I pulled this, which is a bit unfortunate because it looks really pretty, but like I don't want to pay $33 to complete the set. But the FFR for this looks really pretty. I did not pull this, but I pulled the SR, and thankfully the price for this is going down because I kind of want to complete the set, but I've gone insane and I really like this deck, even though it's complete ass, and I want to get the DSR when it comes out. And I think the DSR looks really nice. I would complete the set and get like the wolves and stuff, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. So, lesson of the day: try to buy day 1 or day 2 instead of wait a week. Not entirely. You should check the prices day 1. Some things will be cheap. I've gotten really lucky with getting SRs for cheap that then end up getting sold out and get expensive. So certain things are cheap. You just have to keep an eye on it, unfortunately. But typically, like the Tuesday, Wednesday afterwards is things when things are like getting cheap. Is all I can really say. But no, I mean, I think everything is cheaper than it was on day 1, aside from like 1 or 2 things, right? Like I feel like this was way cheaper. I don't know why. Oh, this probably got bought out because of the set. Because I don't know. I just got bought out to that recently, to be honest. But which sucks because this SR looks really pretty. This looks ugly as fuck. But oh well. All right, so the stream is actually starting for Worlds, so I'll probably end in a bit so we can go watch that, or you guys can go watch that. I won't be watching that. I will probably go eat and go to bed, but we'll see. This dog looks ugly as fuck in FR, so if I end up just playing the base copy, I have 4 of these now. I need the Shout and Shadow. I need to get that now. Crazy how this is sold out. I pulled this, which is it looks really pretty. This card looks so pretty in FR. I almost feel like getting extra copies. I need to build this because I bought the Seek versions when they were cheap, so I gotta build this soon for Japan. Okay, buddy. Got OT's sense? Yeah. Surprised. Hey, Docs, how you doing, buddy? Waiting a week is more effective. If you're going for base, yeah, if you're going for base rare, you should wait a week. That's definitely the case. For other rarities, it's kind of a toss-up. This looks really pretty in SR. Yeah, I definitely want to nab some of these while I have the chance. Granted, these aren't as played anymore, but they're gonna skyrocket. This looks really pretty. This looks actually really pretty in FR. So I think I got most of these in FR except for the Pegasus and this girl. I got all of them in FR because they look better in FR. I really wanted to pull this, but I did not, so fuck me. That's fine. I don't really like that deck that much. I would like to get the SR when it goes down, though, because it looks really pretty. This guy looks super cool. Too bad he's from Bruce. Why we need a second nation? We'll take the Keter one. It's a good argument. I mean, just play the generic ones. Oh, that's not really a good argument at all, actually. This looks really ugly in FR. It looks really bland in SR, so whatever. It's also, I think, a throwaway card that's not really gonna stay in the deck, but who knows. So it's low quality out there. Are we even opening product? I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things are cheap, so I felt like we are opening product, but I would not be surprised if due to certain international policies it didn't do well. This has stayed expensive. Yeah, this is what I was saying. This got really expensive. I actually bought, oh my god, I actually bought copies of this earlier for like $6 to complete my playset. And now it doubled in price. Apparently everyone's playing this for Veleno. When they knowing damn well they don't have the fucking soul to play this in Veleno, but this might be something that crashes down, but we'll see. We'll see. This is $5. Yeah, this used to be $5, but now it got bought out. And then this I got for $6 earlier to complete my playsets, and now it's 12. We'll have the soul when set 8 happens? I guess so. So I guess people are prepping, which sucks because this one looks super pretty. NSR, super pretty, and I want to get more copies. But oh, I have not been able to get copies of this guy. I would like to get this in SR, but I'm not playing for this Ambop Saga in SR. I would like to sell my extra copies of this though. I should put up all my Rest Sakura stuff because I have some of this stuff that I can easily sell to make a quick buck. Saga, of course, is expensive, right? I pulled one of these, but no in hell I'm paying $55 for the rest of it. So. And then the stupid ass Pride Cycler for Lyrical, dumb expensive. So angry about it. I'm hoping this crashes soon so I can buy on the dip, but I hate to put it in those terms. I'm currently trying to buy these out I mean, I don't really like the deck, but I pulled one, so. This finally just got cheap. This used to be super expensive. It was like 10 until like today, I want to say. So that's kind of nice that these are about the same as the other prices for the assault fronts. It's okay. One used to be 2.79. Yeah. Waiting for the guards to put up some stock. Ripperoni. This is surprisingly expensive. I did not expect to see that, but these are actually 2 per case, so don't expect these to put too much of a dent. She looks really pretty. I'm hoping she goes down in FR specifically. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I would love to get these just for the lulz of having this max rarity, but I think I'll probably settle for the SR once it gets cheaper. Any triggers and PGs at an insane degree. I may yoink an ideal 808 supply. Yeah, this would be the set for it. Of course, remember this doesn't have the effect fronts that give you shield, but does have the other stuff, which is good. I think this guy looks super cool. And then this one, I'm actually glad I pulled a decent amount of these, but hopefully I can get the SRs of this because he looks super cool. But yeah, this is really expensive because right now this is the only deck that actually uses the prize cyclers. So I'm not too shocked that this is the expensive one. Deals being stupid. Yep, I haven't liked lately what they've been doing, to be honest. You know what they were side, alright, tell them I'm upset. And that's that. Right on time. Lemme, yeah, exactly. But she is also the only deck that actually uses the Pride Cycler right now. Right? Nothing else actually does. Competitively or optimally, right? Everything else is kind of like an option. And I guess Altisaria, but like, I don't know if it really does anything in that deck per se. And I've seen some builds that don't use it, but yes, that one specifically. And Kyrie, yes, but that's in the future. Because Kyrie will 100% need it, which is why I really want to get the SR version for Kyrie. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get that shit, but we'll see. There's Mr. Softy. That's my cue, I guess. But alright. Yeah, so the Bush Road stream I think started. You guys will unfortunately see my Twitch feed, which I literally never go on. So Weiss Short started, and we have Vanguard here. That's what we got here. I'm probably gonna get an ad. No. Okay, they're just talking about stuff. Is this what everyone brought? That's insane. That is insane. Half of the decks actually brought Buff Soccer. I expected something different, but nope. And the other biggest ones are fucking Brank, this shit. Everyone brought Grand Blue. Damn, that's crazy. And Victor's really big. Okay, that's cool to see. And Genesis. Oh, okay, cool. Only 69 players. Yeesh. Odium uses it. I've never seen a single Odium list use it. To be honest, maybe you use it, which is fine, but I've never seen any other list actually use it. So. But all right. Bad restriction coming in English, maybe. before Bob Vlogger gets hit, that'd be funny. But all right. Yeah, you guys can go check out these streams. It's just Bushy Road channel, Bushy Road CH_0001 for standard. There's no stream for premium. It'll be presumably somewhere here. But I think we'll end it here, so you guys can go watch that, and we'll see what happens. There's going to be an English presentation. I think at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So you guys can go ahead and check that out, and we'll maybe get a ban list, probably not, but we'll see. But yeah, in any case, we'll leave it here, and thank you guys for coming out. Next Tuesday we'll talk about Siblith and see how that goes, and probably Belly Deer Days, right? Until then, go check out the world stream. Take care of yourselves and each other. Play Vanguard and have yourselves a damn good one.